Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. I've missed you guys. I hope you're getting your things done. I appreciate you guys just making sure you're getting everything in and that everything is going well for you. This week, you have two things on the agenda. You'll take your Chapter 16 test. I'm going to send it out both electronically and to you in a paper form in your folder. So you can take it either way. You can get it back to me either electronically or in your folders. But a adult has to proctor it. You may not use any of your test materials when you take your test. So that being said, we are moving on to Chapter 17. You're going to work on your vocabulary for Chapter 17, which is all about birds. And we're going to just start real easy in 17.1 today for your notes, and you'll fill them in just like we do in class. If you guys have not got your animal projects to me either digitally or in a poster, please make sure you get that in as soon as you can. I'll reach out to you if I haven't received it, and I'm hoping to have everything up and graded by this week. So let me know if you have any questions, and you guys have my email and my phone number on your lesson plan, so make sure you're using that when you can, okay? So let's hop in and talk about our feathered friends, the birds. People who study birds are called ornithologists, and they are the ones who are what we refer to as bird watchers. There are over 960 or 9,600 species of birds, including tiny, tiny ones like the bee hummingbird, that's only about 2 inches long, to something that weighs almost 8 feet, which is the African ostrich. So they come in a variety of shapes, they come in a variety of weights, colors. Their habitats, their feeding mechanisms are different, and even their anatomy and how they're designed is different, which is how we're going to be talking about that today. So let's talk about flight. There are a few things that make birds birds. One of them is that they can fly. The following characteristics equip birds for flying: a compact, lightweight, and very strong skeleton. They actually have hollow bones, which we'll talk about that. Rigid background for solid support and muscles for flying. Hollow spaces to provide room for air sacs. They're bipedal, which means they have 2 feet. The keel for attachment of flight muscles by strong tendons, which is one of your words. Keel is one of your vocabulary words. 3 shoulder bones to support limbs. Their lightweight beaks and skulls, which actually attributes to their feeding. Efficient circulatory system. They have an open air circulatory and respiratory system, which we'll get into that later. And they have very powerful muscles for flight. And if you're following along with us in our book, you can open up to page 338 and see all of the different types of birds. We have backyard birds, we have roadside birds. And you can see that some of these we see every day in our backyard. I know I see cardinals a lot in my backyard. I see blue jays from time to time. Robins will be in there. We don't usually see something like American goldfinch or the starling. Those are more in specific habitats and areas. But we do see things like song sparrows. And then you have what we call roadside birds, which are usually ones that are going to be vultures and will eat pretty much anything, which we'll talk about later. So, there's a variety of different birds. The backyard birds, like we talked about, are birds you may observe by their nesting sites, food, water, and bathing, drinking behavior. An example of backyard birds include doves, blue jays, warblers, hummingbirds, depending on the region. Roadside birds, such as crows, jays, eagles, and vultures, have distinct physical characteristics such as unmistakable tails, field markings, and vocal identifying calls. If you look up and you see a widespread bird that has widespread wings in our area, you may notice that the beak is very distinct, kind of has that curved beak. And you may see that the tails are down, or the back feathers, which are actually what we would think of as tails, are down plated because their wings are so long. That could be one of our red-tailed hawks we see here in East Texas. While you guys are studying this, I want you guys to go around and see if you can identify any of the birds that we have here in East Texas. So just like how God had said that he sorted things according to their kind, birds are no different. Perching birds are a type of group of bird, and they're about 60% of our birds, known for their 3 toes pointed forward and 1 pointing backwards. Familiar birds in this category include the American robin and the bluebird. So if you think about birds that stand on the wires of the electrical wires and our power lines, those would be perching birds. They perch. Birds of prey are birds known for their fierce and precise hunting skills. They have sharp talons for grasping and killing prey. And birds in this category include vultures, eagles, owls, and falcons. Most have an overhanging beak to help with feeding. We're going to talk specifically about the birds of prey for just a minute. We talk about birds of prey are different in which a lot of them can eat things whole. They can also take down their prey by just a few pecks of their beak. Birds like the bald eagle or the golden eagle are native to North American, and they have beautiful feathers which stand out, and that's how we can know them. But they also like to eat things like bunny rabbits and squirrels and things that are a little bit bigger rodents because they have the beak for it and because they are such bigger birds that we can see. The next group would be the swimming and wading birds. They live or feed in the water. Things like they are water repellent and use oil from their glands to shed excess water. So think about it like this way. When you go and you wash your car, sometimes you'll put wax on it so that water beads will form and just fall off of your car. So it's the same way with swimming and wading birds. They have this oil that goes to the surface that makes them water repellent. And birds in the category include herons, storks, ducks, swans, geese, etc. Game birds are birds that are hunted for food and sport. Birds in this category include quails, pheasants, partridges, turkey, doves, etc. We actually have a very big groups of game birds in Texas. We have certain seasons in which they are allowed to be hunted, and that's usually in the fall and winter time. Tropical birds are brightly colored with large and unusual beaks. Birds in this category include toucan, macaws, parakeets, etc. Some of them are known for their beautiful voices. Some of them are known for how they deliver their babies and so forth, which we'll talk about later when we get into the anatomy. So those are our tropical birds. Flightless birds have wings or wing-like structures but can't fly. Birds in this category include the largest bird ostriches, as well as penguin, ray, cassowary. Extinct birds are birds that did not survive the process or the pressures brought to bear on them by man and civilization. Most flightless birds became extinct because they couldn't compete with others in its habitat. Birds in this category include the dodo bird, moa, great auk, passenger pigeon, etc. So if you guys look on page 354, you can see the differences in these extinct birds. Okay, guys, so for today, or this week, not today necessarily, you are going to do section 17.1. You're going to do numbers 1 through 6 on page 345, and you will turn those in on Thursday. We have an early pickup day due to Good Friday. I can't even talk this morning. And so you will make sure that all of your assignments are turned in this week. The 2 things that are definitely turned in this week are your 17.1 and your chapter 16 test. There is an optional enrichment activity on your lesson plans that you are able to do if you would like to earn 5 extra points on your test, which would be absolutely awesome for some of you. So I hope you guys will take advantage of that. Remember, it doesn't have to be full 1 page type single space. You can double space it. And just find some things that you've never pick a bird in our unit and find some things out about it that you didn't know before. I hope you guys have a great week, and we will be talking to you soon.